Looking for the cheapest and most reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins on the market? IG Vault has got you guys covered. Click the link in the description of the video and use code SPORTS for 6% off your order. Oh, what's up YouTube? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com. In today's Madden 21 tip video, I'm going to break down one of my favorite passing plays in the entire game. This is a money play from the gun ace slot offset. You guys can use to attack any defense, and it's really a great concept to beat man, zone, or to blitz. This is actually something similar to what a lot of pro players use out of gun bunch, but we're going to break down something very effective to use a similar concept from the gun ace slot offset. This is going to be something you can find in a few different books. I really like it from New England, however. I think New England's a great playbook this year. It has a lot to offer. I really like this formation because it does have, some really nice simple plays like the bubble screen, the trap, and inside zone that you can use to get people out of a lot of the more popular defenses you see these days. And it still has a lot of great passing plays like posts, China double in, the Y sail, also the play we're going to look at in this video, which is flood. Now, guys, when running this formation, I would recommend that your two tight ends be pretty good receivers. Really, I look for speed and route running. For tight ends, if they can have 90-plus medium route running, that's really good. Other than that, I do look at speed. So, like right here, you guys could see the backup. I'm not even sure. He's a 64 overall, so he's definitely not going to do the trick. I'm honestly just going to go ahead and put the other guy in the game who's a little bit faster. Even though he's not the greatest, at least he has better speed, and that's number 82. Just because he's going to be going on a flat, and I want a little bit of speed in the flat. Now, as far as receivers go, obviously still we're looking at route running and speed. And on the Chiefs, obviously Tyreek Hill is a goon. They have a few different options for the second receiver. You can use Hardman if you want more speed, or you can stick to Watkins if you just want a little bit better overall player. So let's go ahead and look at how to attack any defense with flood. I'm going to look at man coverage first. Guys, if you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, and drop us a like. It does help us out a good bit. Now, as you guys know, most people that play man coverage, they're going to go ahead and use purple zones. They're going to probably put their zone drops for curl flats on 20 or 25. One of the more popular Ds out there is this big nickel over G with the cornerback slot package, so you can put the safeties in purples. Sometimes people will just sit in the two-man under. So, guys, this is a very popular defense because you can put the safeties in purples if you want. You also can just control the guy guarding the running back and put yourself on a blitz angle. That way, if they run the ball, you can shoot in. But even if they don't run the ball, you can just guard the running back if he goes out on a route. And if he doesn't, you can kind of just lurk the middle of the field. So this is a defense you're going to need to know how to beat. Now, for the way I like to run this play, it is super simple. Really, all I do is I like to go ahead and put the tight end on a smart routed out route. Go ahead and put my running back on a flare. Now, if you can put him on a flat, I would probably put him on a flat. But if you can only put him on a flare, that's fine too. A swing route, basically just have him attack the flat. Then I like to go ahead and motion slant Tyreek Hill. Now, when I motion him across the formation, and once he gets 2 to 3 steps past the tight end, I'll go ahead and snap the ball. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this content, you're definitely going to want to check out sportsgamers.com. We have the best Madden 21 tips and ebooks. If you like the New England Playbook on offense, we actually have a guide out for the New England Playbook, breaking it down in its entirety. Very, very, very good scheme. I'll go ahead and link that for you guys. I'll pin it as a comment, man. It's one of my favorite offensive playbooks in the game. Definitely top 2. But we got all the tricks you need, offense and defense, to improve your game. So let's go ahead and take a look at this against man. Again, you want to snap the ball about right here. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you several reads. First of all, against man coverage, that motion slant, as you guys can see, when you motion him across the formation, he gets a really good separation. That's why you probably want your fastest receiver there, because when you motion him, the route running still does matter to a degree, but really more than anything, it's just getting that good release, and then the speed is going to cause separation. So someone like Tyreek Hill, as you guys can see here, he's just going to burn. He's just absolutely going to toast the defense. Now, the thing I love about this play more than anything is probably the stock out route. It's way different than most, as you guys can see. It actually breaks pretty much about 3-4 yards further than the tight end smart routed one does, and it just is a much harder place in the field to guard. As you guys see, we also have flats on each side of the field. So we have 2 outs, a slant over the middle, and flats. This is a really, really great concept to beat man coverage because even if they throw the purple zones out there, purple zones do not stop smart routed out routes. especially the one to Watkins that we don't even have to smart route. All you really have to do is just throw a low ball on the break, and you can go to possession, catch it pretty much every time. As you guys can see here, we have the one to the tight end, and also Watkins just low ball it, and that's a free 10 to 15 yards. Even if they play like, go ahead and they press us there, we still got open. Even if we try to shade it over the top so we don't get a press animation, and again, it's going to still get open. The curl flat zones, they just don't defend the smart routed out routes or the stock out route to Watkins at all. And the thing is, you also remember, you can't just take your user because you have to guard the middle of the field with the motion slant. So that's what makes this play so good. You guys can see here, we're going to hit the tight end one. You just throw it right on the break, possession catch it. It's pretty much free yardage against man coverage. You're just going to look to box out the defender one-on-one. That's going to be a catch every single time. There's not much they can do about it. Guys, again, look, we just have inside position on the defender. Again, this is why I really like this route, is because even if they have one step ahead and all that stuff, it doesn't really make a difference. As you guys can see, I'm going to zoom out. It's an easy throw and catch. One step ahead, all that literally does not matter at all. So I just really love this play overall because there's so much you can do with it. You could even just mix in drag route. You could keep the streak. You can do a lot with this play. It's extremely effective, and it's just one of my favorite plays in the whole game to attack man or zone. Now that we've shown you guys how it just absolutely kills man, we're going to show you guys how it kills zone. Again, here, look, Tyreek Hill's just going to get really good separation on that slant route. That's a free yardage if they don't user guard it. Now, let's go ahead and look at how this beats zone. One of the more popular coverages out there right now is cover 3 with certain adjustments that create a flat with a 5-yard drop and then a curl flat on 25. That basically creates a double Mabel type look. So someone might do something like this called the cover 3. And they have 2 purples, one on each side, and then a flat on each side, a hard flat. And what that's going to do is they're going to try to take away, the out routes and also the quick flats at the same time. Now, if they do something like this is how it would look. Most likely, they'd have certain adjustments to where, now, as you guys can see, we got a hard flat and a curl flat, and then they're going to probably just use the hook zone and kind of just try to lurk over the middle, right? Now, this is pretty good defense most of the time, if you want to take away the flats and the sideline. The problem with this is again, out routes, they just break at a certain point that this is not going to work against out routes. And then we also still have the slant over the middle of the field. So you guys can see the out, he's going to get in between the 2 flats. That's what I really like about this is, even when you mess with your zone drops and turn the purples to go further back and the flats to just stay up short, neither of them are going to be at the proper depth for this little smart routed out. So you guys can see again, look at the way the route develops. All you got to do is just wait for this purple to drift back, and the hard flat is going to have to guard the running back out of the backfield. Then you just throw this right in here again. It's an easy possession catch. And the problem with this is, again, look, the slant is over the middle of the field, so they only really have their user over the middle. That's going to be wide open. And again, over on this side too, you can see we can do the same thing. We just wait for this out route to get underneath the purple, and then we throw a low ball in there, and they're not going to be able to guard that. So this defense that is, like I said, this is very popular right now. It's going to do nothing against this play. This is probably one of the most popular zone adjustments in the game right now, period, on defense, is to have a hard flat and the purple on each side of the field with the purple dropping back deep. That does take away a lot of the more popular things people are doing right now, but it just doesn't do anything against these outs. And this is why flood type plays like this are so effective this year. Again, look, you can throw it in there between all these defenders with a low ball possession catch every time. And the thing is, if they try to user one or the other, because there's 2 out flat combos on this play, we can just go to the out route they don't user. But again, if you're going to have this type of coverage, the middle of the field is going to be weak anyways, so then we can just attack them over the middle of the field with the motion slant. Now, the other great thing about this is there's plenty of just little variations to the setup you guys can use, especially if they're playing a lot of zone coverage. So, if they're playing just man every play, I would probably just stick with the setup I've been breaking down. However, at the same time, if they're going to mix in more zone, I definitely do like the ability to mix in a few different setups. So one thing I do a lot against zone is basically the same setup, but instead of leaving the tight end on a smart routed out, I just keep him on this in route. I like to smart route him to make him go a little deeper, and then I just throw this receiver that I normally put on slant, I put him on a drag route. So now I have the drag working over the middle of the field with that in route. So now I have 2 reads over the middle of the field. You have to pick and choose. If you want to go ahead and guard my in route, I'm just going to throw to my little drag over the middle of the field. However, if you're going to stay underneath to guard my drag, then I'll just hit the tight end behind you on that smart routed in route. So again, this is how it looks. Let's just take a quick look at this here. We're going to put the running back out of the backfield. Again, very important that if you do have the ability with Hot Route Master or Backfield Master, actually put them on a flat route. But if you don't, the swing route, I mean, that's going to do just fine. But again, say that they want to stay underneath to guard Tyreek Hill, then we just hit that in route in that soft spot right behind. So the reads are going to be the same no matter what the zone. Cover 3 is one of the most popular ones right now because of the adjustments you can do. It's pretty safe with deep halves. It's a lot harder to bomb. But even if someone's going to go back and just play cover 2, which is probably the second most popular one right now, it's going to be cover 2 very easily as well, regardless of what setup you run. Honestly, like I said, if someone's playing a ton of zone, I would probably just stick to the setup I just showed you guys with the drag route and the smart routed in, just because simply for the fact of then you have a little bit more you can read over the middle of the field. Most people that play cover 2, they like to use the mid-read, and they're just going to try to just bait you between your reads over the middle of the field. Very hard to do with, the drags and the in routes. Another thing about cover 2 that's worth mentioning is a lot of times people will, when they're playing cover 2, just go ahead and keep their flat zones dropping back really deep. And when I say that, probably 20 or 25 again. And as soon as you see this is why I always like to read the flats first, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm running, a passing concept that I'm trying to hit a one-play touchdown over the top, or even if I'm just trying to just simply dot them, and make reads. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm always looking to hit the flat first. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that if they're doing something like this where they're not trying to really guard the flat, that I make them pay. See right there, just a simple flat route, that's 10, 15 yards easy. Now, that doesn't matter if I do the setup with the drag or if I do the setup with the slant. It really doesn't matter. The bottom line is at the end of the day, if they're not going to guard the flats, hit it. And you have a flat on each side of the field, so they can't just play one or the other. Again, that's very important. So we could go right back to the setup with the slant, just like this, and it's the same thing. If I notice that the running back side of the field is not guarded as well, we're going to hit that too. We're going to make them guard both flats. Again, just a swing right out of the backfield. Doesn't sound too hard, but again, it's 10 or 15 yards. You can't leave you can't leave this area of the field unaccounted for. If you're going to run up there with your user, then we're just going to be able to hit you over the middle of the field with the slant. So at the end of the day, there's no way that they should be able to stop this from man or zone. It's very, very easy play to use. And remember, guys, see they take away the flat here? Well, then bam, the slant is wide open. This is just one play out of this formation. This formation is very good. It has the bubble screen, it has the inside zone, it has the trap. There's very good quick hike plays like post and wide sail. It has a lot you can do. So if you guys want to see more from this formation, let's set a like goal on this video to 250 likes, and then I'll drop some more fire. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.